Alright, what's up everybody? It's your boy Akeem, here to talk about the running backs to use for week 1 of the 2014 Fantasy Football Playoff. And I'm here to talk about the running backs, players that you should start and bench. Now, players that you should definitely automatically start are the league's leading rushers. I think you should go right ahead and start them, but there are a couple of players that I'm a little bit concerned that who you should start and bench. But I'm going to start with the starters. Jeremy Hill and Giovanni Bernard of the Cincinnati Bengals. They're going to be playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Steelers have been giving up a lot of points to running backs in fantasy play. Now, for this particular matchup, I think you should use both Bernard or Hill as a flex player for this week, not your number 1 or number 2. I still think they're in a good, favorable matchup against that Steel Curtain defense. Next up, Mark Ingram of the New Orleans Saints playing against the Carolina Panthers. This is a must start this week. Go right ahead. Carolina's defense has been definitely horrendous this year and a major disappointment in fantasy play. Next up, Joique Bell of the Detroit Lions playing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, he's had a great week against the Chicago Bears, and I think this is going to be another good week against that Tampa Bay defense. A player who is at risk, and I think that you should definitely use him as a risk player, and I think he could be used as a well-risk player, Isaiah Crowell of the Cleveland Browns. This week they're playing against the Indianapolis Colts defense. Crowell has had a couple of good games this season, and I think he could have a good week. If you're looking to use a risk player, if you're in a desperate situation and you want to throw a wild card out there, go right ahead and go with Isaiah Crowell of the Cleveland Browns. Now, lastly, there is one running back who I believe that you should start if he is still available, a concern. Rashad Jennings of the New York Giants. You're going to be playing against the Tennessee Titans. Now, ever since he came back from that knee injury, he has been the workhorse at running back for the G-Men, but he suffered an ankle injury and he missed most of the practices this week. This is a major concern for everybody, but he still might be active for today's matchup against the Titans defense. I think that if he is active, go right ahead and start him. If not, pick up Andre Williams, his backup running back, to use against that Titans defense. Titans has been doing a great job against the pass, but been dealing with hard times against the run. And if Jennings is available, is active for today's game, go right ahead and use Jennings. Don't use Andre Williams. But if Jennings is not available, use Andre Williams for this week. Now, a couple of players that I believe that you should bench this week, starting for the Miami Dolphins and their running back Lamar Miller playing against the Baltimore Ravens defense. Despite that the game is at home, I think that he's going to struggle running the football. Also, Trent Richardson of the Indianapolis Colts against that Cleveland Brown defense. That defense has been playing pretty good this year, and the Cleveland Browns is actually still contenders to making it to the playoffs for this season. They're still in the hunt for a playoff slot. Anything can happen for the remainder of the season. So I think those are two players that you should definitely bench for this week. And now I'm going to catch you for one more blog for today. I'm going to talk about the wide receivers that you should use for this week. Thank you for watching this blog. I'm your man, Keenan McCall. Be easy.